So I'm not gonna lie, I pushed this video forward because I just realized that I should have superpowers by now. What's going on with you guys, TheCaliEffect? It did it. It finally did it. What's going on with you guys, TheCaliEffect, king of games here, and boy, I have the news for you. I haven't just yet figured out my power, but I'm thinking I'll be able to manipulate anatomy, like I can change people and fix people for the better, but I mean, I'm not gonna do it that way. But regardless, I want all my brothers to post down below in the comment section, what is your power that you received on the 21st? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, I mean, you gotta hit in power now, like X-Men, except hopefully less creepy. In this video, I'm gonna be telling you guys about some secret tech cards that will win you games. For some reason, not a lot of players are paying attention to these cards, so not only will I be revealing to you these powerful cards, I'll also be describing its applications. So without further ado, let's use that power to jump into the video. The first card that we are going to talk about makes me feel like we're back in 2014 Yu-Gi-Oh! Because, yeah, it's good. Raigeki and Dark Hole are extremely powerful Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards inside of today's format. Yeah, see, now you're looking at me with that weird eye, like, why? That doesn't make any sense. In a Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta where players ignore all those negation boards to summon a true king of all calamities to their side of the field for free, a healthy Dark Hole or Raigeki completely eliminates the problem. Here we were sitting here wondering how to clear this board, and it's literally been here this whole time. Now, Raigeki and Dark Hole won't stop True King of all calamities from activating its effect, but imagine your opponent going double calamities just to lose it to that type of card. Ironically, Raigeki and Dark Hole actually have more applications outside of clearing True King of all calamities. Monsters like Zodiac Dryden and Divine Arsenal AA Zeus are monsters that don't provide protection on their own. We don't Superman no more, we just Dark Hole that hole, now watch me, you! If you haven't played these terribly awesome cards, like seriously terribly awesome, I strongly suggest that you consider siding or mainboarding these cards if the cards aforementioned are a problem. Now, the next set of cards are a secret tech. Even though players are playing them, they're not playing them anywhere near enough that they should be. DD Crow, Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion, and Skullmeister are amazing Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards right now. In a format reliant on the graveyard, you would think that graveyard manipulation cards would be really good. Now, all three of these cards serve a different purpose. DD Crow can banish any card out of your opponent's graveyard. That's pretty good for getting rid of specific cards out of your opponent's graveyard without them prompting an effect. Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion stops the opponent from adding cards from the graveyard, special summoning cards from the graveyard, or banishes in the graveyard. That card's really good at stopping cards like Eldritch Effect, Critical Monster Reborns, and just about anything in between. And then there's Skullmeister, a card that is not hard once per turn and can negate the activation of card effects that have activated in the graveyard. You should pretty much know what these cards can stop, so I'm not going to talk about the very, very long list of cards that every competitive deck seems to play that these cards can address. I think that's something that you should genuinely consider when deck building. Now, hear me out, guys. Hear me out. If Raigeki and Dark Hole weren't the cards that you were looking for, I have an amazing card that is Raigeki and Dark Hole. Torrential Tribute is an amazing card in Yu-Gi-Oh! It feels like it's 2004 all over because this card made its debut in the Labyrinth of Nightmare set. I could be completely wrong about the date, but the effect has not changed. Anytime a monster is normal summon or special summon, you can destroy all monsters on the side of the field. The edge that this card has over Raigeki and Dark Hole is that even if your opponent does set up with a double calamities, you set the Torrential Tribute, pass your turn, and on their turn they begin to do stuff and they lose their entire board. If you catch them at the right time, this can be really good as your opponent may have already committed all of the resources on the board just to lose it to a healthy TT. And I don't mean triple tactics, I mean Torrential Tribute, the OG. Now, if you have ultimate rare copies of this card, then you are ballin' right now because Solemn Strike is probably the best Solemn card right now. I mean, I know there's some stiff competition between Solemn Judgment and of course everyone's favorite card, Solemn Wishes. Solemn Wishes isn't a part of the Solemn, but it's Solemn. Solemn Strike takes the cake because of a myriad of reasons. The first thing is that Solemn Strike pretty much stops all special summoning from the extra deck right now. Between Links, Synchros, and Exceed summons, I don't think that there's a card that Solemn Strike can't stop that is currently played in the competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game. And to pile on top of that, Solemn Strike just doesn't stop summons, it stops effect monsters. You won't believe how many effect monsters are in this Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game. It's almost like this card game was built to activate effect monsters to progress the game state in order to win games. Nah, Mystic Mine exists. You almost had me, guys. I know you've read Misk, but have you read Mystic Mine? Solemn Strike is not only amazing at stopping your opponent's critical summons, you can also use it aggressively to stop hand traps like DD Crow, Skullmeister, and Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansion, and Ciphering Gear Gamma and Ash Blossom and stuff like that. Now, if stopping your opponent from summoning monsters is your thing, and maybe you don't want to pay 1500 life points, then Dimensional Barrier just might be the card. I mean, imagine negating all monsters of a declared type on the field, Exceed, Synchro, Ritual, or Fusion, and preventing your opponent from special summoning those type of monsters throughout the duration of a turn. Dimensional Barrier was once one of the most powerful trap cards in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now it's a $2 secret rare that I strongly feel you should buy before it skyrockets in price. Dimensional Barrier is not only amazing against the top contender metas in Zodiac, Eldritch, as well as Virtual World, it's also foolproof against decks like Drytron because, you know, ritual summoning is a thing. A card that just recently came out in the Phantom Rage set, and boy, this card is like a mini Dimensional Barrier / Solemn Strike rolled into one, is Warning Point. Now, Warning Point can typically only select one monster that is summoned, but it prevents your opponent from pretty much doing anything with it. It also negates that monster effect, so Warning Point is a very, very solid card. I would strongly consider playing it if I were you. And the last card I want to talk about, we know that Harpy's Feather Duster is a blowout card, but unfortunately it is limited to one. Maybe Lightning Storm is a card that fits your budget, but you don't necessarily like its restrictions. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have a way to rid all of your opponent's back row while not having the restrictions of Lightning Storm. Who am I kidding, gentlemen? I mean, there's like 4 girls. Hi, ladies, if you are watching this channel. There just so happens to be a budget card that works similar to Harpy's Feather Duster, gets rid of all your opponent's spell and trap cards, and allows you to push for an OTK. Hey Trunade is a card that came out in the Extreme Force set and was quickly forgot about. It's actually a card that I included in my buy these cards before it skyrockets in price video way back. I mean, we still trying to look for a return on investment for this card, so you know. Hey Trunade returns all set spell and trap cards on the field into the owner's hands. Now, this card could be amazing if you're playing an OTK combo deck, especially in a format where people like to set 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 back row. You only have 5 slots. How did you manage? How did you do it? Well, that is all for secret text that will win you games inside of this December 2020 format. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did and you know some other secret text, then be sure to post down below in the comment section, as well as if my superpower is worthy enough, you'll probably never hear from me again. Unless you check out these other videos, so I'll be sure to catch you on the next one. I got it. My superpower, I'm gonna know how to dance. We don't 5 negation board no more. We just dark all that. Hold on, watch me. You. I can't dance. Don't you ever compare me, cause you know what will happen if Mr. Meeseeks actually got. Hey, Mr. Meeseeks, I want you to teach me how to dance.
Oh boy, well can do.
Living is paid to a Meeseeks, Callie. You need to learn how to dance. I can't even cha-cha slide, bro. Come on, don't do that to them. Dimensional Barrier is perfect for a deck. Dimensional Barrier is perfect for a deck that doesn't. Dimensional Barrier is not only perfect for this format. You guys done? Dimensional Barrier is not only perfect for a deck. What was I thinking? Now I lost track. Dimensional Barrier is not only perfect against decks that love to exceed summons such as Zodiac, Eldritch Zodiac, and Virtual World because they synchro and exceed too. It is amazing against. I just noticed I don't say effects, I say effects, like EFFECCCCCSZ.
What?
Effects.
I caught your cough, whatever that was.
This happens every winter. Like, I get congested really bad. It's not a disease or something.
You sure?
Yeah, exactly. Know your place. Now, if stopping your opponent from summoning monsters is your thing, and maybe you don't want to pay